There is one number you need to know before anything else: 99%. In Japan's criminal court system, 99% of defendants who go to trial are found guilty. Not because they're all guilty, but because the system isn't built to find truth. It's built to confirm what it already decided. Hiromi Higuruma knew this. He passed one of Japan's hardest bar exams. He took impossible cases, defended people nobody else would touch. Not for money. The people he defended rarely had any. He did it because he believed the law could be just. And if it could be just, someone had to make it just. Psychologists have a name for people like him: idealists with institutional trust. People who don't just follow systems, they believe in them. Who measure their own worth by how much good they can do inside the rules. That belief is also the setup for everything that follows. His last case was a young man named Keita Oe, accused of murder. Wrong place, wrong profile. Higuruma took it. He built a real defense, real evidence, real arguments. The prosecution offered shaky logic and circular reasoning. The verdict? Guilty. Life in prison. A man who may have been completely innocent, buried by the very system Higuruma had given his life to fix. Psychologists call what happened to Higuruma in that moment moral injury. Not burnout, something deeper. The wound you get when doing everything right still leads to something unforgivably wrong. But the worst part wasn't the verdict. It was the look. Keita turned to Higuruma from across the courtroom. Not with rage, not even hatred. Just sorrow and disappointment. Why couldn't you save me? That look landed on the one person in that room who had actually tried. Because the system has no face. Higuruma does. He reached into his bag and pulled out a gavel. Not the judge's gavel, his own. He slammed it on the table. We're having a retrial. Behind him, something awakened, the way cursed techniques always do in JJK. At the exact moment a human soul hits its absolute limit, Judge Man appeared.
Here's the thing about people who break like this.
They don't stop believing in justice. They stop believing the institution deserves to be the one delivering it. When the rules you've dedicated your life to turn out to be a lie, following them more carefully isn't virtue anymore. It's complicity. Psychologists call what preceded this moment institutional betrayal. When the very system you served becomes the source of harm, it reframes everything. Every case you won feels hollow. Every case you lost feels like evidence. The institution didn't just fail Keita Oe. It failed Higuruma's entire reason for existing inside it. He decided to stop being complicit. Look at what he creates with his cursed technique. His domain expansion, deadly sentencing, a courtroom, guillotines lining the walls. Not built for rehabilitation, built for execution. And Judge Man floats above it all, eyes sewn shut, opening them only to deliver one thing: guilty. Higuruma built his trauma into his power. And here's where it gets psychologically interesting. He didn't build something new. He built a mirror. His domain is a perfect replica of the corrupt system he despised. Rigid, presumptuous, allergic to innocence.
That's not a coincidence. That's what unprocessed disillusionment looks like when it's given a shape. He didn't escape the corrupt courtroom. He became it. And put himself in the judge's seat this time. He thinks the old system was wrong, but he's given up on the idea of right.
Then, Yuji Itadori walks into his colony. Higuruma activates deadly sentencing almost as a formality. He expects what he always gets in a courtroom: lies, self-preservation, the instinct to escape at any cost. Judge Man reads the charge, the Shibuya incident. Hundreds of civilians dead. Higuruma leans in. Here's where the defendant reaches for any exit available. But Yuji Itadori doesn't reach. He just says, Yeah, I killed them. That's not a lie, and I won't deny it. No qualifying clauses. No, I wasn't in control. No, technically it wasn't me. Just guilty. Higuruma already knows the legal truth. His domain gives him all the facts. He knows Sukuna committed those murders, not Yuji. But Yuji doesn't know how to live in the gap between legal guilt and moral weight. He feels responsible. So he said responsible.
And that breaks something. His entire model of the world. Everyone is selfish. Everyone protects themselves. That model has no slot for Yuji Itadori. And when reality hands you someone who doesn't fit the model you built your whole worldview around, something has to give. Higuruma dispels the executioner's sword because the one thing that separated him from the corrupt judges he hated was defending the wrongfully accused. And the wrongfully accused is standing right in front of him.
A single person broke his entire worldview, and instead of ignoring it, he rebuilt. A lot of people know Higuruma's feeling. Not in courtrooms necessarily, but in jobs where you care more than the institution does. In hospitals, in schools, in systems, where you entered with a compass and slowly watched the compass become a liability. Higuruma didn't fall because he was weak. He fell because he cared too long in a place that punished caring. Moral injury doesn't target bad people. It targets the ones who showed up every single day believing it would matter. True justice was never in the gavel, never in the statute, never in the blindfold. It's in the choice. The daily, exhausting, thankless choice to look at a person the world has already written off and decide they deserve someone in their corner anyway. Higuruma lost that choice for a while. A boy who couldn't stop carrying guilt handed it back to him, and the man who broke the scale picked it up again.